Hello, my crafty friends. I'm actually starting this video over again. I have a sick dog, the doggy version of the flu, and I was in the middle of filming. This is the 20th of October, and he started barking. Bless his soul, he started barking, and I went to check, and yep, he had to go out to the dog run, and poor little guy. Anyhow, I've got some cleanup to do when I'm done. And yeah, if I sound hoarse, it's because we haven't gotten much sleep the last couple of nights. But I think he should be okay for a bit now. And I'm just going to start again. Hello, my crafty friends. Last year I did a gift card tutorial using 12 by 12 pattern papers. And it's one that I've been doing for a lot of years. This year I decided I wanted to try something different. I took an old piece of cardstock and just kind of played with the measurements the way I thought it would work, and I wasn't happy with it. So then I had to play around with it. And the reason I wasn't happy with it is the pocket was too deep. So then you had to punch a thumb hole to get the gift card out. And I want a gift card to be obvious that there's a gift card in the pocket, because some people might think that, because these are kind of nice, some people might think that it's actually a greeting card, and if you don't see the gift card in it, there's the potential for that gift card to just go missing. So I wasn't happy with that, and I came up with my own measurements. I'll show you the measurements now, but we're going to talk about these two cards, the Christmas ones. I'm going to talk about different ways to decorate them. I've got more to show you. Some we're going to kind of decorate and assemble here in the video tutorial. I have used a lot of stuff. Don't be scared off by it. I've been doing this a long time, so I have a lot of stuff. The things that I buy for longevity. I buy them because I can use them year after year. And in fact, most of what I'm going to show you today, I've had for so many years. Most of it's retired. There are a couple of new things that I'll show you because, like most crafters, I do like new things, but I use what I have in my craft room. I don't have to worry about only using a particular line and not mixing with anything else. I have a craft room full of stuff, and I just pull things out, particularly if I'm going to be making gift card holders. I like to make several of them at one time, and so I will go through and pull out all of my gift card stamps, and then I can just flip through and use whatever I want and enjoy my creating. So the measurements. Now, as I said, this is my second go at this video, so this one already ended up being folded. But I'm happy with these measurements. So I'll show you the finished card, I guess, first. So this is the first gift card holder. There is the little pocket there. I do have the thumb hole in it, and I used a punch for it. You can use a circle die. You can trace a coin and cut around it, but honestly, I only used the punch on these two cards because I've always done it, but you don't need it. The card sticks out. It's easy enough to grab and pull out. So I didn't use the thumb punch, but I love sharing ideas, and so these first two do have that little thumb hole if you wanted to make one. So that's the gift card. Folded, it is a standard A2, 5.5 by 4.25, and it fits in an A2 envelope. So to make these ones, the measurements are very easy. You're cutting your cardstock or patterned paper at 10.25 inches by 4.25. You really want to watch your direction of your prints. Snowflakes were fine. In fact, I'm just looking off to the side at the other ones that I've made. They were all fine. You don't need to worry about it. But when you do this next part, which is you're going to score at 2 inches and 4.75, before you make those score lines, just kind of have a look at it and make sure that if, say, you're using a landscape paper, that the trees are going in the proper direction and not sideways, or the hearts or whatever. So after you do your scoring, this 2-inch one folds in, and that's going to be your pocket. And then this one is that center fold line. So this is undecorated. This is what your gift card holder is going to look like. Obviously, you're going to add adhesive here and here and put it in. I always recommend when you're making a gift card holder that you use wet glue for this step, not a dry line adhesive, not even score tape. Because gift cards have a thickness to them, when they're put in the holder, it can lift the tape, and even with score tape, the gift card can get stuck in the tape. So now the recipient cannot get it out without tearing the gift card, and you know, you put some effort into it. Now, I don't put a ton of effort. I have fun making them. They're gift card holders. I don't think most people end up displaying them. And if they do, they don't display them for very long. But it's still nice that they don't have to destroy it to get the gift card out. So wet glue completely eliminates that problem. So again, the measurements, and I will have them in the description box below, and I will also have them on my blog. You're going to cut your pattern paper or cardstock at 10 1/4 inches across, 4 1/4 inch height, and then watching your print direction, you're going to cut it at 2 inches. Score it at 2 inches and 4 3/4 inches. That's it. I'll leave that here for the time being. And I had my scoring tool because I was, you know, scoring when I was doing this with the first video. Now, before I get to the other gift card holders, I'm going to show you some of the supplies that I've used on these ones. This is from a Project Life pack that I bought on clearance a couple of years ago. So I loved the foiled elements. If you're not familiar with Project Life, it is pocket scrapbooking. So these journal cards are 3 by 4 inches. It's a standard size for them, and they just are used to pop in a scrapbook page with the coordinating size pockets for quick and easy scrapbooking. But I like them because they make really nice card decorations, and they usually come with the standard 3 by 4, and they also come with 4 by 6. So I've used a lot of the 4 by 6 ones out of this package to make actual cards. And, you know, flipping through, I thought this one would make a great gift card holder because usually that is a gift that's not going to be opened until Christmas Day. So I mounted it to a piece of white cardstock and then attached it, but I was careful only to add adhesive on this side, not over the whole thing, because that would actually glue your gift card holder closed. So I added adhesive there, added some snowflake peel-offs. They are from Ecstasy Crafts in Ontario, Canada. As I said, there's my pocket for the gift card to go in. Remember, you're cutting at 10 1/4 inches, so you're going to have 1 3/4 inch strip left over. And so I cut it down to 1 inch and used it to decorate this side, but you can use it to decorate your envelope. If you have a longer strip, you can put it across. I mean, there's lots of ways you can use that strip. It's not necessarily scrap. A couple more of the peel-offs are there, and then this sentiment here is from a set called Giftable Greetings from MFT Stamps. Again, I have no idea if these are still available. I don't remember if I got it last year or if it was out the year before. Whatever year they released it is when I added it to my collection, and it doesn't look like I've used it a lot, but I have used a lot of them a number of times because we do give a lot of gift cards, and I like to make my gift card holders just a little special. Kind of makes me feel better about giving a gift card. Catherine Pooler inks, of course, and I think that's it for that one. Now this second one here, I decorated it just a little bit differently with a snowflake on the front. So it definitely changes the look of it a bit. It still has the pocket for the gift card. I die cut stitch circles. So they're the double stitch circles from Divinity Designs. And the snowflakes, they're from Impress, which sadly is no longer around, but I really liked these, and I've had these probably for 9 years. They came out very early on when companies started making these thin dies. So many years I've had these and get them out every winter and continue to use them. This is foiled. It's not one that I did. It was from one of the 4 by 6 journal cards. I don't know what I did with the rest of the card. But this was kind of left in there and cut with a stitched banner. I was mindful of where I placed the circle in the center so that I had an even border when the card is closed. And as I'm not sure if I mentioned with this one, but this 4 by 4 inch square, I used corner rounder punch on it. I really like, just like when I make Z fold cards, I really like when the card is closed or the gift card holder is closed. I like not seeing what's in there. I like that to be a surprise. I don't want to see a peek of it kind of showing through. So that's what I was careful of to do here. When the gift card holder is closed, that looks like a design element. And I'll just be careful when I go to pop this in the envelope and write my message that I kind of keep it in the center area or off to the side here so that this area there remains white. From one of the scraps of pattern paper, I did add another stitch circle underneath the snowflake before I assembled it all. It just kind of gave it some body. So that's those two. I'm going to move some stuff around and grab the next gift card holder to show you. Okay, so this one's a more masculine one, and I used, again, just 12 by 12 pattern papers. And I wanted to tell you that you can actually get 3 from one 12 by 12 sheet if you change your measurements to 4 inches rather than 4 1/4. So for that, I would take my 12 by 12 inch pattern paper and I would cut it at 10 1/4 inches, reserve that strip to use for decorating, and then I would rotate it and cut it at 4 inches and 8 inches. And then that gives you 3 gift cards that you can score the same. Again, be mindful of the paper direction when you're doing your scoring, but that's a way to get 3 out of 1 sheet. Now for this one, because I was matting and I have a few scraps that I'll show you with the next gift card, but I ended up using the whole 12 inch. I did add a panel to this one because it's not Stampin' Up! Pattern paper. There was no mark on it. I don't know who makes it. I've had it for a couple of years. I have one more sheet of it. I have no idea who makes it, but it was really kind of wussy. So I did add another panel on there. Here's my pocket. I used white glue, and you can see there is no thumb hole punched on there, but the gift card doesn't fall out, and it's easy enough to get the gift card out of the holder. So I'll show you what I used for the decorating, and then we can put it together because I'll want to move the stuff out of the way to do the gluing. So right off the bat, that Treat Yourself, isn't that awesome? That is from Pigment Craft Co. So there's the stamp there. I stamped it with blue Catherine Pooler ink on white cardstock, and there are coordinating dies. So I die cut that stamped image, and then I die cut it twice more from white, just plain white cardstock, and glued them together. It's kind of a nice chipboard element. This one will be hand delivered, so I don't need to worry about extra bulk, because then I also had added foam tape to the back. The ovals are from MFT Stamps. I have the stitched ovals and the scalloped ovals. I didn't use the scalloped. I used just the 2 sizes of stitched ovals. Don't think they're still available, but I love them, and I keep them right on my stamping table because I use them all the time. And then, and then the dots inside. Another, I guess you would call it an oldie but a goodie. Gorgeous Grunge from Stampin' Up! They don't even have this packaging anymore, but it's just another classic set that you can get a lot of use out of, and this one is going to get a comeback with one of the gift card holders I'll show you. So there's the dot stamp there. They are nice rubber stamps. And with my Catherine Pooler ink, I inked it with one of the browns, and I stamped it in this direction, and then I rotated it and stamped it again with a lighter impression, and then I stamped it a 3rd time, all without re-inking. So I've got 3 shades of brown from 1 inking. So I die cut the largest oval and then the next size down, and I die cut that next size down one twice. So this is what's going inside, and this is on the outside. That cute little element there is enamel sticker icons. Does it say anything else? No. I got them on the clearance rack from Stampin' Up! So this is it there. And you can see they're black and white. So I added some color with Copic markers. And I colored it, and then I just let it sit for another couple of minutes while I was attaching this and doing the stamping and, finishing up some things, because I didn't want the color to come off on my fingers. But now that color is on there, so it's another way to change up your embellishments. So that, I would say, is like, I bought that within the last 3 months. And then You Deserve This comes with the same stamp set here. There it is there. And I added it to a banner, and I wanted to show you those. Sometimes I just want to putter in my craft room, and so I'll go in an evening and I'll just die cut banners or die cut strips. Sometimes I'll one evening I'll go in and I'll die cut a whole bunch of strips or cut down a whole bunch of strips, and then the next evening I'll wander in and stamp several different happy birthdays on those strips, and they go into an envelope. But I have this baggie of, and this is just stamp packaging. So I have a whole baggie of die cut labels ready for me to use, and I can usually find the size that I'm looking for when this starts to get low. I'll just die cut a whole bunch more. So that's where the label came from. I did some inking with blending brushes. I used the Tailored Expressions blending brushes and the Catherine Pooler inks. I love Catherine Pooler inks. So I'm going to attach these on here. I've got my Barely Arts glue with a hairband around it, and that's a tip from a viewer, which I've been using now for a couple of years. Thank you so much, because I love the idea. There's my stopper pin, and I just put it in upside down. I always know where my pin is. Upside down means I don't stab myself. Doing it the other way, I continually stab myself. a glass yogurt jar with a damp paper towel in it. And the damp paper towel keeps the glue from drying out, so you don't have to keep adding the pin back in every time you put some glue on. So I'm going to look at my two elements here to make sure that my inside piece is hidden underneath the outside piece when the gift card holder is closed. So I think to do that, I'm going to adhere this first and then put that on inside. But what I don't want is it peeking out. I definitely want it hidden inside. So easy enough to adhere. My elements are all done. I know I only want to put adhesive on this section here, not on the whole thing, because that would glue my gift card holder closed. So I'm going to eyeball it here. You can turn it over and use a pencil, but it is almost at the halfway mark there. So I'm going to add little dots of glue. I like little dots because then not as much kind of squelches out. And I'm going to add it on, and just what I'm looking at is I want it centered side to side. And a nice border top to bottom. I kind of like a little bit larger on the bottom than on the top. And then I guess I should check and make sure I've got no glue coming out over the sides, but that's good there. So now that element is attached. The gift card fits in nicely. Now I want to put this on, and I could center it. So center it side to side, top to bottom, and there's enough room that it will probably stay closed. But I'm going to show you another way to do it, and that ensures that it's going to stay hidden. We're going to put glue all over the back of it because we know the whole thing is going to be adhered down. So I'll just add my little dots of glue. Make sure I've got my top at the top. And I'm just going to add it on here. Now I can move it right up to the edge if I want. That looks good to me there. And now I'm going to close the card on it. Open it up to make sure it didn't shift and make sure it's straight. I think it could be a little straighter. So just the white glue gives you a little bit of wiggle room there. And now that gift card holder is done. So I really do like the ovals on the rectangle of the gift card holder because it's wide. I like the ovals on it, but there's a good masculine one now done for my stash. And I'm going to grab the next one to work with. Okay, so same pattern paper as the other one, but I used a cardstock base and some pattern paper. So I'll have some more measurements for you. And when you're using cardstock, you really don't need to worry about the direction. So I cut the cardstock 10 1/4 by 4 1/4. You can get 2 out of a single letter size sheet. Scored it at 2, 4 3/4, added adhesive here and here, and glued that closed. So that's the stage we were at. Then I wanted to cut some pattern paper. So from the remaining pattern paper from this gift card holder, I cut 2 pieces at 2 1/2 by 4. So that's this one and this interior one here. The 1 3/4 by 4 goes here, and 5 1/4 by 4 fits on here. And I don't know if I told you, but that's what that measurement is here. This one is 5 1/4 by 4. So to make it easy, I took my 12 by 12 inch piece of pattern paper and I just cut it at 4 inches. So now I had my bottom measurement for all of the pieces, and then I just started cutting. For me, this is the most important, so I cut it at 5 1/4, then I cut it at 2 1/2, then I cut one at 1 3/4, and that leftover piece I put in. So if it wasn't a proper measurement, it's hidden inside the gift card holder, and it didn't really matter. I glued all of those pattern paper pieces down. And this is what I have left of that 12 by 12 inch sheet. And one of my very favorite card layouts has got 2 pattern papers on it. And let's just pretend this is a card base here. And so I will add it to a card base in this type of a layout. Of course, I'll make them all straight. Add a banner across that says happy birthday, and that will be a great card to donate to my mom's old nursing home. And I'll use this piece on the envelope. So that's one entire sheet of 12 by 12 pattern paper that I'll have been able to use up. So for this one, I used a couple of different things on this one, and one of them is new, and I'm really excited about it. The truck, oh my goodness, It's from Stampin' Up. It came out and I kind of hemmed and hawed, and well, that was silly because it sold out right away. I think in the US it might have come back into stock and sold out and came back and sold out. In Canada, I don't think so. I think it just sold out and it didn't come back in stock until earlier this month. As I said, I'm filming this on October 20th. So I did order it. I didn't even hem and haw. I just ordered it when it came in. So this is the stamp set, and then there is the coordinating punch. So for this card, I stamped it on the craft kind of cardstock with blue ink, Catherine Pooler ink, and then I punched it out. Those highlight details, they are included on the stamp. So I stamped the outline first, then I overstamped it with the truck color, then I stamped the wheels, and they were pretty easy to line up. And then there's a road stamp there, and that's where I thought the gorgeous grunge, that long strip there will work really, really well for a longer road. So I'll get some more use out of that gorgeous grunge set. But that's the truck set. So I did that ahead of time. The special delivery came in it. Now the cool label shape, I just love how that looks on the gift card holder. That's Karen Burniston's Labels Crosshatch. So even though the labels are kind of curvy, and I don't use a lot of curvy things on masculine cards, I think the crosshatch adds such a nice touch. I'm good with it. So I die cut the largest one out of the craft card stock. The next size down has got this beautiful embossed edge. So that's what I used for this piece, and I inked the edges with the blending brushes. And then I cut that one again from white cardstock. I have such a frog in my throat. And added the Treat Yourself, which is Personal Sentiments from Waffle Flower. I did get this last year, and I got the gift card die, or the gift card holder die set. I made a prototype, and that's as far as I've got with it. Still not sure how I feel about it, but I really do like the sentiments. So the Treat Yourself, that's what I used on this one here. And on this one, I'm going to pop this up with foam tape, which I've already got on there. I'm using thin foam tape so it doesn't add a ton of bulk. And I buy mine on a roll at Uline, but that can be really intimidating for a lot of people. There's a lot of little squares on there, and most people aren't as prolific as I am in their card making, and shipping can be prohibitive as well. So you can check your local scrapbook store for thin foam tape. They may not be in this ½ inch; they might be smaller squares, but I do like the thin foam tape. It gives you lift without a lot of bulk, and I use that to attach the white layer to the craft layer as well. So when I lay this on, I'm going to have a double layer of foam tape, but it is equivalent to a single layer of regular foam tape. I get lift on both areas, but I don't have the extra bulk. Now for this one, I'm going to attach it. I've got this is going in the center, and I'm going to be more mindful of making sure that this is centered on this fold line than I am centering side to side, because I think that's going to work itself out. So I'm going to lay that down right there, and fingers crossed. Yes, that's good. So that's in. The gift card holder is, or the gift card pocket is there. And now the Treat Yourself, we don't have to do the same idea. I mean, you can if you want to add the glue and then close the card on it, but I think I can just, if I lay it out and center it top to bottom, side to side, it's going to be well hidden when that's closed. So that's all I'm going to do for that one. Oh, there, I started doing lines, but so make sure that that is kind of straight. And there's another gift card holder done. Both of them are masculine, but I'm good with that because, like I say, we do give a lot of gift card holders, and I will be keeping these not for the holidays, but to use for male family members' upcoming birthdays. So that's the second one. I'll clear this out of the way and show you the next one. Okay, here's one that is very, very quick and easy. I just used patterned paper. I just made a cardstock gift card holder using these measurements. A braided oval from Pink Fresh Studio that I've had for a long time. And the sentiment again is that giftable greetings from MFT Stamps. I popped it up with, I popped it up with regular foam tape, regular height foam tape, because I'm not adding another layer onto it. And there it is there. So I'll just do my rating on the pattern paper itself. I'm in love with the pattern paper. I love pattern paper anyhow, but I have a huge collection, like a huge collection. I bet if I stacked it, it would be as tall as I am. I've done a lot better the last couple of years. I don't just every season buy more pattern paper, but sometimes I see some that I just cannot resist. And this was a pad that I cannot resist, so I'm going to show it to you here. It is from Hunky Dory, I believe. I'm looking. Yes, it is. It is from Hunky Dory, and it's a duo design, Frosted Forests and Falling Flakes. And I'm just going to show you here why I just fell in love with it. Like, there's beautiful scenes. Sorry, that was a really fast flip, wasn't it? There's beautiful scenes. And then the reverse side of the paper has got the snowflakes on it. So the snowflakes in a coordinating color. So pretty. I've already made a couple of cards with this one, but such beautiful. I got this pad from R&R Scrapping in Edmonton, Alberta. They carry Hunky Dory, but I think scrapbook.com might be carrying Hunky Dory now as well. So I'm excited about that, and I'm just going to use it and use it. So what I ended up doing for this one, the pattern paper is 8 by 8 inches. So this is the top of the paper, and that is the bottom of the paper. So I just kind of eyeballed where I was going to make my 4-inch cut. I cut it at 4 inches and added that 2.5-inch piece here. I added the 2.5-inch piece there, and then the 5.25-inch piece there. So it was so quick and easy to do, letting the pattern paper do all the work for you. The scoring, the folding takes next to no time. And then I have these left over. Don't know if I'll use this bottom piece at all, but this one with the snowflakes on the top, this might go on the envelope flap of this card. So just about done here. I will clear this off and show you the next ones. Okay, so this one is beautiful foiled paper. It's in a pad that I'm really working on using up this year. Completely unrelated to anything else in the paper pad, but you know, gold foiling, there's no way I'm not going to use that. So and this was a partial sheet, so I used the full measurements. It's 4.25 inches in height. This one I haven't finished yet because I just wanted to show you, again, another idea for decorating the front, but the measurements are done the same. I used the wet glue to adhere it. There's my gift card pocket right there. And there's the 1.25-inch strip that was the offcut from the 12 by 12, and I used that to decorate. Now for this one, I'm going to glue this onto the circle, add a sentiment from the giftable greetings. A gift for someone special will fit in there really nicely. I'll probably gold emboss it, and that will go on the front there, and then I will just handwrite a message right on it. So that's going to be a quick and easy one. And for that, I used the Pink Fresh Studio inverted stitched scallop circles, which is a mouthful. This is the fall away piece. Of course, it's gold foil. That piece is very usable. I will hang on to it. I could actually cut a smaller one using these here, or I can punch butterflies or die cut butterflies or something out of the gold. I just wanted to show you that that is not a throwaway scrap as far as I'm concerned. That is a very usable piece of gold foil. And again, not a new set. This has been out for a long time, but I really like that it is in 2 pieces. So if I wanted to just have an inverted scallop circle on my card front and create a window, I would put this on the card front, run it through my machine, and it'd have the stitched edge and the window. This would still be the fall away piece, but it would be intact on the card front. If you want it as a cutaway piece, then you nest the 2 together and you get this. And then I used that outline only for this circle, which means that it will adhere together absolutely perfectly with no borders showing on either side, front or back. So makes it really nice and easy that way. And then the next one, and I think this is the last one, is the Happy Anniversary. So it's the same pattern paper, but I used daubers, actually the sponge daubers, and Catherine Pooler inks for this one. You can do that with your foiled papers. So use a tissue to wipe off the excess ink because it won't adhere to the foiling. And yeah, another one. This is for friends that help us out a lot, and they have an anniversary next month. So I made this for them, and that's the appreciation stamp inside. The Happy Anniversary itself is from Karen Burniston, Word Set 12 Anniversary. So there's the happy and the anniversary. I cut them from gold foil cardstock. And then I have this gold mirrored tape. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been using that a lot. Perfect for fall cards, which, you know, I had been making a lot of. I got it from Amazon. It's just a roll of narrow foil tape, or foil tape. I think it came with 3 rolls. I've gone through half a roll of it. I love it, and it sticks down really nicely. I still wrap the edges around and adhere it on the back, but I'm very, very happy with that, and I just love the shine it gives. And then those mirrored hearts. Oh my goodness, I've been using those. This is my second package, and I'm halfway done it. So I use these a lot, and I just use the Barely Arts glue or the art glitter glue to adhere them to my project. I just thought the hearts were appropriate for an anniversary card, and then the labels themselves are the short crosshatch rectangles by Karen Burniston. That's another one. They're mini slimline sized, but with all of the different layers on them, I use them so much. They stay in with my basic shapes. I use them so much. So I just wanted to show you another way to decorate these gift card holders. So we have an unfinished, but it's going to be pretty. Oh, I just thought a butterfly, a vellum butterfly with a gold body and antenna. Maybe I'll use the gorgeous grunge to stamp some dots in behind the butterfly. Oh, I think I'm going to do that. And then it would be perfect for a birthday gift card holder. Okay, sorry, thinking on the fly here. So there is that one. We have the happy anniversary. Move some room here. I'll leave that up. A simple one that could be masculine or feminine. It could be holidays, winter birthdays. We have 2 masculine gift card holders here that are stepped up a little bit, and 2 more for the holidays. I hope I've given you lots of ideas. Such an easy fold to make. If you're using cardstock, you can use that leftover piece. Like I saved the craft, I think they're like 3/4 of an inch. I saved those, and I'll end up adding them into my little bag. I'll add some fishtails to the end, and the craft ones will go in that bag, and I'll be able to use them as well. And that will mean no scraps at all, so you can get the 2 gift card holders out of 1 sheet of cardstock. So there we go. My dog made it the whole video without needing to go out again, so maybe he's on the mend. I'm going to go see if I can get a little bit of water into him or some broth or something and clean up my mess. If you enjoyed my video, please hit that like button. It's a huge help to YouTubers when you just take that second to click the like button. Subscribe to see more, and that's it for me today.